How's it going, guys? It's Joe. Welcome to the channel. We're going to be doing another 5v5 with Double Fleets GAC. We are in round 1 of week 3. So looking at my opponent, I'm just going to call him Fabio for now. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name. He's from Nova Autumn. He's got 7.1 GP, pretty matched in the top 80. And having a look at his rank, he outranks me by about 1,000, both in the same league, and an absolutely insane amount of lifetime banners there, guys. As you can see, this guy is no pushover, 470k lifetime banners, and he does win a lot of his battles. Having a look at his GAC history, you could tell that he really works hard on his GAC. He does change it up on defense every so often as well, so it's very hard to predict what he'll be doing in every single GAC. Now typically he doesn't like setting both Galactic Legends, which is pretty good strategy to have. In this particular one, he's got both Galactic Legends. He did place about 300 in Kyber, which is pretty insane. So, really good competitor I'm battling here, guys, and he did attack pretty early. And I did have quite a busy day at work. I was pretty tired, pretty knackered after, so it took me a while to start my battles. He does have Grievous here at the bottom, as well as Mon Mothma. And at the top, he set a Kylo Ren with Nightsisters. So this is one of the new counters my guild has been working on, and we have specifically remodded for this particular counter here. And I've got to say, it works exceptionally well, like extremely well. Having Grandmaster Yoda really fast helps. You're able to steal that stealth straight away and then pass the buffs around. And really we want to target B2 Super Battle Droid in the back, as it can get pretty annoying being ability blocked constantly. So really the strategy here is, if we're not able to get rid of the B2 Super Battle Droid, we want to be able to save our cleanses for when he applies the ability block, or not ability block, but the buff immunity, which is a pretty annoying debuff to have if you're utilizing a Padme team. Although we do have a couple of cleanses out on the field here with Padme and GK. So now that we're rid of B2, we're not going to be too worried about the debuffs. Although we still have Newt Gunray, which can be quite annoying. So we want to get rid of B1 stacks, and Newt is still under stealth, so we're gonna work our way down with those stacks. Apply the Dispel on Magna Guard, and we do drop Magna Guard there, as we had a ton of Courage stacks on Anakin. And we're able to get rid of Newt Gunray. So this is a pretty reliably solid counter, guys, and I highly recommend remodding Grandmaster Yoda for this with speed sets, and you generally want to get him to be the fastest in your team. You want a decently fast Padme as well, and that way you can get your cleanses out there if you need. The second battle is Bounty Hunters going up against Mon Mothma. Now it took me a while to decide whether I wanted to utilize this team against Mon Mothma. However, I did save a ton of team compositions on offense, so I was able to afford to utilize this team. And the good thing about it is, if we're able to get to our Annihilate or our Execute on Mando, no one's going to be reviving. As well as if we get Jango to do a ton of damage and drop these characters, they're not going to be able to revive either. So they're stuck behind my taunting Bosk. I have remodded Bosk for optimal defense at this point. I do like to have him pretty fast. So he's still got a decent amount of speed, although it's not too fast. And really we want to get rid of Pow here, as he's the fuel for this team. So we're able to get rid of him, and luckily Django was the one that took the last hit. Now what that means is he's not going to be reviving, and now we've got our payouts and we're going to be able to drop a character here with the Annihilate. Now we're slowly making quick work of this team. That base in the back is pretty tanky as well. So we're just going to use that cleanse there, ensuring that we have 60 banners. Now in the back walls, I was half expecting for this gent to place Rey, as usually my opponents as of late have been placing both Galactic Legends on defense. However, luckily he decided against that, and I do have Jedi Master Luke now, so we have a lot of wiggle room in terms of what composition we're going to be using against Kylo Ren up here. So I decided to place Jedi Knight Revan squad with Jedi Master Luke. And this time around we're going to place the weapon tech on Luke, as his leadership already allows for him to be taunted, which is pretty awesome. Although the other thing was that not all the characters on the field are Jedi, so I don't think we availed of that constant taunt that Luke generally has. Although as you can see, he's applying a ton of damage, and we were lucky that the opponent didn't have a Red Trooper here, as it would have been a tougher matchup. We've got ability blocks out on the field as per that efflux, and we're just absolutely decimating this team. And really we want to get Jedi Master Luke to take the last hits, as if we're able to use that on Daka and Zombie, there's not going to be any revives. Although I've played around a bit with this team, as I wanted to get that Bactoid shield generator on Jedi Knight Revan, and that way I can get my banners back. And we've got constant days on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren as well. And now we can target Supreme Leader Kylo Ren yet again. Gonna mark him here. And we've got another efflux, so that drops Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. And we've got a decent amount of health and protection on our characters. And Daka can be really annoying in this particular lineup, as she can just constantly keep reviving the opposing team. So I really want to give the turn to Luke here, and then drop Daka. So we're quite fortunate that this gentleman didn't place the other Galactic Legend in the back, as I was planning on utilizing a weaker Jedi squad against that Kylo Ren. And the thing about this gent is everything is optimally modded as well. He's got a ton of speed mods and a ton of useful offensive mods as well. Now I did utilize the Nightsisters against the bugs here, as I'm trying to go for that feat. So I'm trying to get as much plague stacks as I can out on the field, and I've got a stun on the brute at this point. And I did decide to go for Geo Soldier for now, as we're not really denting Geo Brute Alpha's protection health. And I did decide not to revive yet, as if I'm able to drop another character, I should be able to revive the spirit here with Talzin lead. So the basic should do the trick, and we've got spirit back. We're also able to drop spy, so we can go for Brood Alpha. And that basic actually drops all three, so I wasn't able to recover full health on one of the Nightsisters. And this is an insanely modded first order team here, guys, so I actually was glad that I saved my bugs. Although if you actually watch this battle, you're gonna see how insane a Phasma lead can be with optimally modded first order. As you can see, they're taking a ton of turns, and I was actually quite worried at this point, as we've got defense down and speed down on all our characters. Luckily, Brood Alpha was able to take a quick turn, and we're able to cleanse and get rid of Executioner in the back. Now, if anything, OG Kylo and Phasma are fueling this team, as Phasma's leadership allows for good RNG to let this team just continuously take assists. And we were able to get rid of her, however we lost a ton of protection there. So overall, I'm not really getting optimal banners. And looking at the ships here, he did place Houndstooth on defense with that Radis. And in the back walls, he did have a Padme and an insanely modded Django squad as well. So what I was actually worried about was that Django team, as Django has 325 speed and an insane amount of offense. So I did utilize this team against the Padme in the back. And even this Padme was modded exceptionally. As you can see, Padme takes the next turn straight away. We're gonna fracture GK here. And we're gonna isolate Padme. We're gonna increase the opposing team's cooldowns. Tried to get shock on Jedi Knight Anakin. So we were able to proc the taunt on GK there. And that Ahsoka did a ton of damage on Thrawn just then. And we were able to get Annihilate out before it went too crazy. And it's looking like we're about to lose Thrawn here, as Ahsoka takes the next turn, and we're able to get rid of Padme with that shock. So a bit unfortunate, we do lose a bunch of banners here in this matchup, as this gentleman's modding is absolutely insane, guys. Typically, if I'm battling against a decently modded team, there should be enough control on this Sith lineup. However, that wasn't the case today, and I wasn't really able to regain much protection towards the end. And we get 54 banners as well. So I did still have gas here, so I didn't think twice about this matchup, as looking at the mods, I probably would have lost if I had used any other team. As you can see, Bosk is insanely fast with that Jango lead. So this Bosk must have had about 325 plus speed, close to 330, as Jango already had 325 speed. However, Bosk still took the first turn. Luckily we have gas, and under gas leadership, none of these bounty hunters are able to revive. Unfortunately, we did lose a ton of our protection there. And now we're down to ships. So what I found with ships, guys, is you've always got to have a ton of wiggle room in terms of offense. In this particular one, I believe I did place my Malevolence, and I didn't want to use Hound's Tooth. Now the difference between the BLT and the Hound's Tooth are quite huge here, guys, as the tenacity on Hound's Tooth really helps against this lineup. As you can see, we got target locked really quickly, and we lose our BLT within 5 seconds of the battle. And they're doing a ton of damage on Anakin. So now we really want to get rid of Bisten. And we're going to regain a bit of protection on Anakin here. We're able to get Undying Loyalty. But now we want to bring out Plo Koon just to get a couple of banners back. And now we're going to be going against this Radus. And I do believe I utilized my Rebel Squad here against this. And I still did have Hound's Tooth. So I wanted to target Poe Dameron from the get-go, although the Hound's Tooth took a quick turn, and now we're stuck behind a taunt for the time being. So we're doing a ton of damage on that Hound's Tooth, so we may as well just drop it. So I take out Bisten here. Reapply target lock, and we're able to drop Hound's Tooth. So really we want to drop Poe Dameron before the Rey's Millennium Falcon comes out, as it can be quite troublesome. And we do have target lock on our side, which is working pretty well. And here is Rey's Millennium Falcon. And he was still able to use that AoE, but ultimately we get the win here. And this is our final score here, guys. And I'm just going to quickly skim through my defense here. So in the front walls I did have Rey with Malik, as this works pretty well stopping the Vader counter. I've got Grievous with Magna Guard and Nute Gunray. And in the back I've got First Order with Darth Revan, which has worked well for me thus far. I do have Darth Revan pretty fast, so I believe it does throw people off, as he does gain a bit of speed under a Kylo Ren lead. So I got my opponent to trip on that one. On the top I do set Bounty Hunters and Scoundrels, and I did place my CLS as well. And in the back I usually place Thrawn and my Malevolence here. So that's it for round 1 of Grand Arena, guys. I hope you liked the content today. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you did. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one.